Amumu was buffed in 25.18, where his Q cooldown and mana costs were decreased. Right after the buffs, his win rate immediately shot up, and I think he is back to being a very strong hook champ. Yo, what's up, guys? Doing another commentary. I'm switching up the style of just recording the video and then having commentary over it, just so I can focus more in game and kind of like break down scenarios where a lot of things are happening. So we'll start with the draft as always. Just gonna skip forward here a little bit. I end up getting last pick here in this draft. We have Diana, Lux, Aphelios, Dr. Mundo, and the enemy has Twitch, Kennen, Kha'Zix, Vayne, Orianna. So I'm thinking it's Twitch support and Vayne AD carry. And so in this situation, I want to pick a hook champ because if the enemy is double range bot, then playing a hook champ, usually you just kind of win if you hook. So Pike and Thresh are banned. So I can either go Amumu or Nautilus. But I actually think Amumu recently got buffed, and I think Amumu is one of the most broken champions that not a lot of people are actually playing right now. So these are the runes that I go. I'm going Glacial as a keystone, and then I'm going Domination secondary. I think you can switch Glacial with Aftershock if you are into like a melee support as a Mumu, but we should only really pick a Mumu if there are double ranged. So this not only counters the enemy bot lane, but it also fits really well into our team comp because we lack a lot of engage. I think that you should always pick for counter pick in solo queue and not worry too much about comp. But in this case, it kind of works out in both ways. So we got really lucky there. The account is Plat 2, and I'm in a diamond-ish lobby. The enemy has 3 emeralds, but they're all smurfing. Orianna has 75% win rate. Twitch has a 47% win rate, but he's duoing with his friend that has a 69% win rate. And then the other two are just diamond players. And so, start of the game, I always go for this invade if I'm playing a hook champ, just because it's really, you can catch a lot of, you can get like a free kill generally, because people don't really 5-point. Let me turn up the volume here. Always start with sweeper. If you are on red side, you want to go this way through try. So make sure you have a sweeper, just so you know that they don't know. And so we just go do the standard, go through try. Go through try. We don't actually find anyone here. Let me speed this up a little bit. So we don't find anyone, and then we just go back to lane. I'm not sure. I think they might have been maybe not counter invading. They probably were looking for something on our top side, which is why we didn't run into anyone. But yeah, so nothing really happens. Level 1, game plan here is to try to get level 2. It's going to be really hard because they are double ranged. Taking center bush here is pretty huge for us. I'm not afraid to walk in because we are, I am playing a hook champ. If I was Twitch, on the other hand, I'd be very scared of face checking the bushes. So automatically we know that it's Kennen AD carry because Vayne is showing top. So it's Kennen AD carry and Twitch support. We still want to play the same way. I'm pinging here that Twitch is not in lane because a lot of Twitches, they will cheese the level 1 by like going mid or something, which is why I'm pinging really hard. Lux plays this really well. You can see that she's respecting the potential Twitch gank, so she's just kind of hugging tower. We have to just sort of wait here until Twitch is showing. I don't want to show myself. And then Twitch pops out and gets 3 hits onto Aphelios, which honestly is giving him a lot of damage. I am just hugging the middle bush, trying to maybe get level 2 here. but I don't want to overcommit. So just autoing the minions. Twitch pops out. I get a Q. Make sure not to overtrade. They're unfortunately gonna get level 2, and not really much you can do about it. I think yeah, generally if you're a melee support into a range support, you're not gonna get level 2, and you should just kind of like give it up. I think a lot of players make the mistake of overtrading to try to get level 2, but yeah, we want to just kind of respect that. Here's a little tough. I'm just kind of we can't really engage here because there's a big wave. We Aphelios needed to just like sit back and let the wave come to us, but he walks up and then he gets chunked. So he's really low. Twitch looks like he wants to go for something. Gets the ignite off, and Aphelios just ends up dying because yeah, he was just so super low. So that sucks for us, but we're just going to kind of sit here. I don't want to recall. I want to soak a lot. If I recalled here, I would lose a lot of EXP. So I end up staying. Try to get this cannon. I think I end up getting the cannon. I'm pretty low. Now this part gets a little tricky because Twitch died and he can go mid here. So I'm pinging that. I'm trying to calm that to our Lux. So I take the recall now because I have a lot of gold, and if Twitch is probably walking here now from base to either look mid or look bot. And this is really important to kind of understand that these type of timers is what you should be thinking about, regardless of if this is Twitch or not. I want to recall so I could match the support for the potential roam. And if I end up staying bot lane, I would just never have a good time to recall. So the wave is bouncing out, and I'm trying to tell that to Aphelios to be careful because Twitch could possibly be there. But Twitch ends up showing mid, so I walk down here. The wave is super bad, but I walk here because I know I have a little timer before both of them can come. I'm kind of like, so I'm kind of just standing here so we can have vision of if Kha'Zix and Twitch come, and they end up just walking down. And I think because I was there, Aphelios was able to push in the bot wave. So you can't really see here, but I'm looking at the minimap, and we were able to get it pushed in. So it sucks that I have to burn flash and I have to reset again, but it's kind of better that it played out this way, because otherwise Kennen could freeze the wave and we would just be denied a lot of minions. So I'm 200 HP, I burn flash, I have to walk back, and I reset, and then I end up I want to look mid here because the wave is pushing into Aphelios. He's going to be safe. I want to clear out this vision again just to see if it's warded, or to maybe catch Twitch. And we see Kennen recalling. So I remember this. I mess up CSing really bad here. But that's fine. Wave is going to bounce back to neutral. And I walk out, throw the control ward in the pixel. I see that crab is taken, so I go around and I want to look for a mid gank. Lux ends up getting the kill. I go mid here because Aphelios, the wave is neutral and I have a timer, and I was afraid that Twitch was going to be mid. He does end up being mid. I'm not able to catch it, and Orianna dies. So there's a big wave that's going to crash. I know that I know that Twitch is walking down. I'm looking at the minimap right now. I know that Twitch is walking down. I have that control ward for Aphelios, so we safe. And I'm just kind of holding this wave so Lux doesn't lose out on a lot. I know that Kha'Zix wants to push this and then probably look for a back, so I'm just making it really hard for him and just delaying it. And because I do that, Lux only misses out on like 3 melee minions as opposed to the entire wave. Aphelios is fighting Kennen for some reason. Doesn't really make sense for him to fight when he knows that Twitch was there because my control ward was in the bush and he dies. So I go back bot. I'm gonna hold the wave. Just even just stalling here is pretty good because we cancel the Kennen back, but I actually end up dying. I was very surprised that Kennen has ult, and because I thought Aphelios died to the 1v1 on Kennen because he ulted him, but I guess he just died without ult. And so I end up dying, which really sucks, but it's fine. My Lux cleans up the Kennen. Aphelios is pushing out bot. Bot wave is pushed in. Diana is taking dragon. So I want to just walk here to help them just in case. Oh, I bought tier 2 shoes here as a rush. I think it's always worth it to rush tier 2 shoes if you're playing like a hook chap or an engage support. And so I look for a play here. Hex flash over. I get caught here. I barely make it out. I would have just died if the Orianna ult caught me. With the aggro on the enemy turret, but yeah, end up being okay. Twitch goes for a gank here. Has a really good flash. Orianna does end up getting this. So I'm just looking bot. I'm pinging bot. Twitch can be there. I want to match it. I think Aphelios is able to get the wave in, so I kind of circle back here because I see Kha'Zix. Twitch actually ends up not being bot and just is mid. And I'm trying to give Lux the kill here, but it's like a little hard. I end up just killing Twitch with my W, so it kind of works out. I take this control ward. I want to look to reset because I'm pretty low. I have 780 gold. This game, I'm initially looked to get Locket, but I see that this is actually a really good game for Abyssal Mask because we have Lux, we have like triple AP, and then the enemy also has triple AP. So Abyssal Mask here is like super optimal. That item, Abyssal Mask, is such a great item in situations like these. And yeah, that's why I'm gonna rush it as a first item. I would normally go Locket, but because it is just we're in this team comp, like it's just Bis here. I end up going to Grubs, but I see that Twitch doesn't rotate, so I walk back bot after clearing the mid tower. I need to be really careful here because enemy jungler is most likely going to be on our bot side. Twitch shows up mid, and then I see that Kha'Zix is on our blue buff, so I can't really defend it. Kha'Zix is most likely going to kill me with isolation damage, so I end up walking mid because they are fighting. Yeah, because I am here, I think Kha'Zix just backs off because he sees that I am trailing behind him. I want to try to look for something here. I feel like if Kha'Zix wasn't there, I could probably like flash and kill Orianna because I have Ignite. But because Kha'Zix is showing, I hide in this little corner here. Lux is able to get her Q off, E, and we are able to get the kill. So that was really good. I want to take a reset here because bot wave is going to go back to neutral, and I want to refresh my wards and just buy more items. So Twitch shows up mid, ends up dying. And so Lux lives with 1 HP, yeah. So I end up going mid here. I want to try to help Diana. Bot wave, Aphelios should be like kind of safe. He made the mistake of pushing out, and so he ends up getting chunked really hard. He had Flash Ghost, so I felt like he was okay. And so I look for the gank top here. The small thing, I know Vayne has tumble, so I'm waiting for her to tumble before IQ. Ends up getting condemned, but I flash in to secure the kill because I don't think Diana was going to get it. Want to make sure we push out the wave before we rotate out. Yeah, so it's really bad to leave the wave stay here. We want to push it all the way in. Otherwise, our top laner loses out on minions. And so I'm taking the recall back. I don't really have anything to buy, but Dragon's coming up in a minute, so I want to set up that area. And also our wave bot is pushing out, so I want to... I can't really roam on this timer, otherwise Aphelios can just get frozen on. And so I'm pinging, be careful of the bushes, because Kennen can just sit there. Fight breaks out mid. We actually end up winning, and then Aphelios is 1v1ing Kennen here. It should be an isolated 1v1 because Corki and not Corki. Kha'Zix and Orianna died mid. Twitch is also mid, so this is a 1v2. I wanted to try to cheese Kennen by going through the bushes, but there was a control ward there. So I want to push out Twitch here. End up missing, but even if I did land that ability, I don't think we would have killed because Aphelios was not following up. So pushing the wave. I want to go dragon here, but I see that the plate is one shot, so I hover Aphelios so we can get it. Nice, he gets it, and then we rotate over to dragon. Mundo went top here. Kha'Zix is showing. This is a little scary, but they actually end up backing off. But it's also pretty hard for them to face check because if I just land a Q on someone, like, someone's guaranteed to die. So they're pretty hesitant on face checking, which is why I think they just dipped. So I go mid here because Aphelios, wait, looking back at the wave. Yeah, I go mid here because Kennen pushes out the wave into us. So we have a bit of time before the wave pushes out since it's going to bounce back to us. And so I look mid here because I know Aphelios is safe. Orianna is just pushing way too far. And so we gotta punish this. Playing super illegal. Get the flash. I ping off because Kha'Zix is showing. And then Aphelios dies, which honestly, there's no reason for him to die here because he should just be hugging the tower, right? 80 carry moment. Times like this is like, it's really annoying when your 80 carry flames you when they die like this because the wave should just be resetting to neutral here, and he should just be hugging the tower because I'm gone and we don't know where Twitch is, but he ends up dying. It's fine, whatever. I'm mid. We end up getting, we end up killing Kha'Zix, and then I want to kind of like look to set up this side jungle. I don't have any wards, so I'm kind of like looking for an angle. Lux ends up going bot, so this doesn't work out. I look for Vayne potentially here. I think she ends up seeing me, but I should have hugged the tower a little, or not the tower, the wall, a little bit further back, so I could hex flash and maybe we could have looked for something. But Gromp is warded, so it's a little hard. I'm recalling here, which is honestly a pretty dangerous place to recall. I should have at least recalled in the bush, but I'm able to get the timer off. I buy a control ward. Rift Herald is spawning in 30 seconds. I want to walk mid or like around that area. Diana looks for Orianna here. Bot lane is kind of like randomly fighting. Aphelios wants to die for this tower, so I'm like, okay, well, he's sacking his life for it. I'm going to walk into the Herald side, and I want to set up vision. So a sweeper is up in 1. I'm warding the areas around, and okay, so this is actually a really important thing that I did. I remember I did this, so I jumped back like 15 seconds, but I'm setting up the bot side jungle. I know that it's going to be pretty safe because Kha'Zix is bot, Twitch is bot, Dan is behind me, so I ward this bush. And so this right here, I know we see that Vayne is walking into her blue side jungle, and I ward this area right here. Normally I would ward this cross path so I could see more. This is probably like one of the best areas you can ward, but I end up warding here because I want to place it early so Vayne doesn't see it being placed. If I place it here, then Vayne would see it, right? Because I place it here, Vayne doesn't see it, so she doesn't suspect that anyone is nearby, or she doesn't know that it's warded. So I because she doesn't know that it's warded, she ends up walking around through wolves to try to look for to path towards mid to defend it from Mundo. But I am able to flank her. I'm able to look for a flank here. I end up going on Kennen because I want to stop her from Mundo, but yeah, that was like a little trick that I did. End up just backing up because we do get flanked, but our team backs us up again. And we were able to get the kill. I'm like looking for an angle here. I have Hex Flash in 2. I control ward over the wall. But we don't end up finding anything because the enemy respects the the enemy respects us, and so we just end up taking mid tower. Diana spawns the Herald. I end up taking this. So it's a lot better to use Herald on the tier 2 here than just hitting the inhib, because it's a little too early for us to get inhib. Baron's up in 9 minutes, and like that, it's a little inefficient to have a inhib up this early. We end up getting it anyways, but it just kind of it's not good to get an early inhib generally, because the early inhib allows them to farm and it eats our wave, and they're able to farm like pretty safely in our base. So I didn't want to get it, but they ended up getting it. So I'm just kind of hovering here to look for potential pick on to help my teammate. I don't know. This is like the most bronze thing ever, where like Vayne is just like diving. Enemy team just keeps fighting, and we keep fighting. We should honestly just recall here and eat camps. It doesn't really make sense to stay here because like we can get towers, but because towers respawn, it's just not worth it. I'm pretty sure we can't end if we were here, so Diana and Lux just end up dying. And I just left because it's just kind of a waste of time. And you know, this is a pretty important skill to have in solo queue, where you just have to leave your teammates behind if they're doing stupid things. So I leave, end up picking up the upgraded shoes. The CDR shoes, always nice to have. And I'm looking to set up Dragon here, 35 seconds. Getting some deep wards. I know that I can kind of walk here because I was looking at the map as I was going. Looking to sweep. These wards that I'm placing down are probably like the best to have control of the enemy jungle. Yeah, Philios gets a huge ult here, so I decide to look for the fight. I buffer the Q on the ult, and unfortunately we're not able to get Kha'Zix here, and I think Philios ends up dying, but we get a 3-for-1, which is honestly pretty huge for just being us 3. Ward comes down by Vayne. I want to deny it and just ward over. Like when you have this setup in the enemy jungle, it just makes it very hard for them to play because every entrance is warded, and I'm also denying vision on the bush there. So pushing out bot lane. I'm kind of just waiting to peel back for Diana for her to get dragon. It's a little... We definitely don't want to stay here. And so we get the tower, and we should just go dragon here. But Mundo has 4.3k gold. I'm pinging my team that we should just eat the camps here, rather than to just keep pushing, because it's just unsafe. Lux ends up getting Twitch. and then we end up getting Dragon. So I want to look to recall after Dragon because Otacon is coming up in 45 seconds on the top side, and I have like a decent amount of gold. So generally, this is how you kind of want to play the mid game. It's mid game definitely has a lot more things to play around to make it really easy for you to kind of like know what to do. It's like, oh, is a dragon up? Is a dragon coming up? Is Herald up? Is Otacon up? Whatever is coming up, you want to play on that side. Obviously, you want to start mid here, but we don't have to start mid here just because we got the inhib and mid will automatically push, so we like automatically have prio for a lot of these objectives. So I'm sweeping, making sure the topside jungle is not warded. Basically, we're gonna set up the jungle the same way we did for bot side. And here I'm just hovering. I don't want to show myself hitting the inhib because we'll have better chance to kind of catch someone and then maybe get a kill. It is like 2v5 here, so it's a little sus, but I look for the Q. I'm a little scared to overcommit, but we are able to find some kills here. Mundo is like raid boss. I have to leave, and then Mundo is very low. We actually end up surviving here, I believe, and then we go back to Otacon. To be honest, I think like that was fighting there was definitely not good. There's like no reason for us to really fight there. It's that's where you could really throw. We should instead just look to farm the camps because we have yeah, the enemy has to defend for the super minions, but yeah, we were a little fed, so we just kind of did that. Now we're looking to take Otacon. It's honestly uncontested. They can't walk up because we have inhibs. And so I'm helping Diana take it. Aphelios wants to 1v1 Vayne and ends up just dying. Lux is looking for someone to cross. I was going to go for the petals here, but I was like, wait, we just got Otacon. So I was like, it automatically farms it. Going back bot, now we want to play for inhib. Diana's farming the bot side, and yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just kind of walking up. I think even if it's a 4v5, we still win pretty hard. I catch Amumu here, or sorry, I catch Twitch here. And he has to flash out. I ward over. I have the same kind of control setup where control ward on the other side and the ward over the wall. Like that is, I think if you watch the commentaries, you'll notice that that's a pretty common theme of like really good setups on just denying the enemy. I get a Q on Vayne here. End up dying. Honestly, bad Q. Just yeah, we're so ahead. I'm kind of just turning off my brain, but yeah, I end up dying. Team is just honestly so strong, and at this point the game is just pretty much over. Yeah, team just walks in, we have triple inhib, they can't really do too much, and then we just get the kill. So, or sorry, we kill the Nexus. And so that's it for that commentary. Really easy game. Just Amumu, you know, he's really strong. If you haven't played him, I highly recommend you to give him a chance. He's really easy to play and he's super strong. So that's it for this commentary. Thank you so much for watching.